Hello everyone, welcome to Perfect Women, India's first talking magazine with me, Dr. Khushi Gurubai Thakkar, editor and publisher. And here I'm all set to welcome my today's Perfect Woman. We'll be having with us Dr. Samana Sayyed. Now, talking about Dr. Samana, she is an physiotherapist from Mumbai. And here it's wonderful to have her. I'm just waving it up. Yeah. So there'll be a lot of conversation because she is a warrior. She has treated more than 8,000 people, like suffering from COVID. Yes, and it's wonderful because she is unable to give space right now. These days, is working. This beautiful personality is working in Dubai, so timing is always an issue. But now, last we caught her. Hi, Samana. How are you?
Hello, hi. I hope I'm audible
Yes,
and
you are.
visible.
Yes, you are both. You're looking at prettier, more prettier than the pictures what I have seen yours.
Thank you.
Thank
So are you.
Yeah,
Hi, how are you doing?
yeah. You tell me, student, how's life, how's pandemic, and how's Dubai?
Well, Dubai is being great, amazing, definitely. And pandemic was not great at all, definitely. I can't say the same thing about that. And the thing is that we all are like coping up with it well now, and we are adapted to it. So life is getting back to track, honestly. But yes, we all have like adapted to the new us and the new revolution of being, secured by your own self. And that way it is like we all are managing it well, I guess. Not like what it was when it started.
Yes, of course. And that time also, as I know you, and you have almost given your soul for treating and helping these COVID patients also. So something on that, because like, you are basically completely towards physiotherapy. Now, physiotherapy and COVID is something like you all of a sudden come to a different track. So tell me something about how have you been doing this? Because like if I ask somebody, if I tell somebody, so people will be like, "Oh my God, the physiotherapy! What must be guiding? Do this? She was expecting some exercises for us to be doing." I said, "Let me know her. She will be the right to guide and assist you."
Okay, so yes, honestly, before this pandemic has hit, before this, chest physiotherapy, or you can say cardiopulmonary physiotherapy, was under the roof. A lot of people were not aware of it because, like mostly people have got that notion that, okay, when it comes to physiotherapy, it's all about exercise and, like, treating your pain, joint, muscle, sports injuries, and all. But I have been working as a chest physiotherapist as well since like almost a decade now, and I would say I'm glad that this pandemic had put some light on it. But yes, it is important that people should know about it. When we talk about chest physiotherapy or cardiopulmonary physiotherapy, it is all about lungs and heart.
Right.
So there is a specialization in physiotherapy which a lot of people don't know about, which is not done by the basic exercises or the basic machineries. It is an entirely different concept where we try to improve the oxygenation of the lungs of a person, ventilate their lungs, remove the cough secretions from the lungs, maintain that aerobic capacity, reduce the breathlessness. Now, when I'm saying all these things, now you can correlate because you know that this is there in COVID patients,
Yes, of course.
right?
Because
So,
COVID is all about, like the entire, the first affection, what people suffered was the lungs. Because even I know people who
exactly,
were affected, more than 65% of lungs were affected with this virus and
exactly.
suffer. And at
That's
this
what.
moment, we know about so many people lost their lives because of the less of oxygen and the ventilators.
Exactly.
These therapies are something which will definitely like enhance the oxygen, you can say, and then the entire path comes down to a safer zone. So the threat was almost less. But I feel for all these things, the more visibility and more of like publicity and more of promotional campaigning should have been done, so that maybe बहुत सारे लोग बच जाते like there were so many people.
Exactly.
So I
So
think I
that's what
should
we have been
do
doing.
that.
Your voice is breaking, ma'am. I couldn't hear you properly. Can you please repeat the last line?
Yes, I said I should have taken your before the pandemic. So at least like few of the people who I know we lost them actually. To be very honest, could have been
Exactly.
survived because these are the minds. little things. And as you said, now therapy is again something you can say a message from universe, because it's without any medication. If something helps you, that is the only your exercises, the root of it, like the entire strength. So definitely people should opt.
Exactly.
People like you are the main godfathers for all these things, assisting them towards a better.
Exactly. So I think we just needed a lesson for that. And it's, as I said, it's never too late. If we could not do the interview that time, now you can make people aware of it. It's never too late for that. And going towards a healthy lifestyle was always our aim as a physiotherapist. And people always used to think that, if you run, if you do cardio activities, cardio means running, swimming, or doing any high-end activities. And if you're just eating healthy, it's all fine. The most important part of our body, that is your lung and your heart, was somehow, you can say, neglected.
Yes.
We never worked a lot on our cardiorespiratory fitness in the proper way. So with this, as a physiotherapist, we have helped, even if you had seen that in most of the post-COVID cases, the lungs were damaged. Now, after your medication course is over, the lung still remains damaged for 3 months, 6 months. And if you will talk about long COVID, it's like since till 1 year. So there, the physiotherapist plays a very important role, because it's like us who are now making those patients get back to their occupation, normal life, being, like doing things without breathlessness, recovering their lungs from fibrosis, like the condition complications that the COVID produces in the lungs. So yes, it remains as an integral part of the you can say system. And that was the reason I started working from the first month when this COVID has hit our country. It was in March when we had just like 5,000 cases. From that time, I started because I have been dealing with such cases since past, even when there was swine flu, and we have seen a lot of such cases. So we knew a bit of it, that of course it is still under research, but this wasn't a new thing for us, patient going into fibrosis, lungs going into fibrosis. So that's why I think when you know something, at least not completely, but a bit, it becomes your responsibility to spread the awareness, make more and more physios aware about it, because the pandemic was the rate was increasing. So I think it was just your own self-consciousness that makes you, get into the front line and start treating the patients, start teaching people, forcing the people, and explaining them, if you will get scared now, then, like one person can save life of 3 person, and that is like a good ratio. It's not a small one. So I think that was just the intention, and it worked well. I have a lot of physio students who have learned under me now, doing it very well. They keep on messaging me on daily basis. Till now, it's been like 1.5 years. Whenever they see and treat any case, ma'am, thank you so much. Now this patient is getting back to work. Now he's not breathless. His oxygen is high. So I think, and our patients especially, we did a lot of rural this thing, like we have provided a lot of online free this thing consultations to people who were even not aware of the COVID therapy, who were not even having the online support. So we tried making it possible, sending the people who have those phones and all, trying to do group therapies. And that way it was all for free, because at that time you have to just save someone's life and make them aware more and more. So that's how it started, and by God's grace, it was all going well. We tried our best, and it is just not me, my entire team of physios who have worked with me. They have been like my biggest support. So yes, now we are trying, we are going towards a better life again. And it's very important for everyone to understand that, still you cannot be lenient about it. That's it.
Because like since you have been working, you have been you can say assisting people from India to Africa to Singapore, now in Dubai. So it is the entire journey. I feel it should be revolved around the fitness part, about the healthier life, right? So tell me something about your journey experience so far, apart from COVID, because like your work is all about like something that is you can say rooted in nature. It's all about your lifestyle, the changes in lifestyle that can make vast difference in our life. small things. Even today, like if somebody is suffering from a neck pain, maybe people these are in computers and mobiles, and then it's very normal that they start, but they not prefer touch with some physiotherapy. So their mindset is just a balm or something, it will go away. But there are many minute little things to be taken care for a long run. So that's the reason I want to know about your journey from India to overseas. How was and what you feel like sharing with us?
Well, honestly, when I started physiotherapy, it was a new profession and it wasn't that famous. A lot of people used to ask my father also because actually, honestly, he was the one who chose this profession for me. He was very much interested in this field. When I'm glad that I have been a good girl and listening to him in that context. But I was very much into medical fitness and all that, and I always wanted to do something like this. So when I talk about my journey, I have been a very, very introvert female. And thanks to this profession has made me extrovert. Now, if I'm sitting and talking to you, I give this entire credit to my profession and, of course, my family support. Now, my entire journey has been very much like you can say up and down kind of a thing, and that's why like people usually always ask me this question because I started as a chest physiotherapist, and that time people were not knowing about it. And for a person, when the sports physiotherapy is hiking up, and like everything is getting hyped, musculoskeletal, someone who is just trying to get raise and increase awareness of chest physio was very difficult. And I was the one who never took a step back. I was like, no, I want them to know, they should know. So I started giving like a lot of lectures. I got interviewed by many newspapers for the same thing when they started knowing about this thing. If you will say about physiotherapy, I'm not just a chest physiotherapist. I am into sports as well, musculoskeletal as well. I have worked with the women cricket team, and I have worked with many other sports. Elite sports person and athletes. So for me, as you said, you want to know about the journey. For me, physiotherapy has been an enlightening journey for me because honestly, as you said, I have seen my parents doing that. कि सर दर्द हुआ बाम लगा लो ये हुआ तो कुछ भी मेडिसिन खा लो पेन किलर्स खा लो but people should understand that when you pop in a medicine, it is not, suppose I have a pain here, it is not working here, it is working here, and then it is working in your liver, in your kidneys, there are a lot of side effects. So now what we do as a physiotherapist, we treat you here. You don't need to actually disturb your entire mechanism, organs of the body. You have to just focus on one area with no side effects and just treating anything which is from the root. That is physiotherapy. And that is the reason people who know about it, they consider this as a boon. And we prevent people from surgeries, we prevent people from harmful painkillers, medications, being dependent on that for life. And honestly, in this pandemic, a person must have realized how important one's immunity is. Absolutely. And that is what we have been dealing with. All these medications, they have a limit to be consumed. If you go beyond that, that will definitely affect your entire immune system. And that is what the main goal of a physiotherapist is. You have to, you have to make, we treat you in a proper way. So if you have any body pain, any part of it, please first go to your physiotherapist, ask them. If we think that you really need sometimes, like for a basic pain, you can always consult a physio directly, especially in India, it's by law. So we can always guide you whether you need ortho, you want to go to X-ray. And definitely, if we are the first one, we will give you the proper advice as well. We all work as a team with orthopedics, physicians, and everything. So absolutely. That is one part. And then coming back to my journey, we are like... starting from the beginning, I was the first kid. We are 3 sisters, no brothers. So you can understand how important it is for a father to be a role model for females. And my mother always wanted to be into medical, but she couldn't do that. And she got married when she was very young. You know how it was in those times and all. And my father is a self-made man. So it was they both, by coincidence, was very keen in making their daughters something that people will always talk about. Absolutely. And I have grown up listening to these stories that, I want my daughters to be like, the one who people talk about and all that. So I was grown into that thing, and my sisters are also, they are doing amazingly well. I'm the eldest one. So that's why a lot of ups and downs have been there. Now, as a medico, I will tell you that your entire success depends on how well you treat your patients.
Absolutely.
Now, if I have gone out to Africa, Singapore, or UAE, or any other country, now, like I've been teaching in a lot of countries like Bangladesh, Philippines, etc. So Sri Lanka. So this is all because of the mouth publicity of my patients. I treat one patient here, they will tell it to 10 patients. They will tell it to 10 patients in the other countries. They come to India. By God's grace, I have been getting a lot of patients in Mumbai itself from various countries who are coming for treatment, just for physiotherapy treatment to us and to my setup. So that's how I have been going, taking health talks. It's not always about money. It's about spreading the awareness also. I have done a lot of social service and social work. I have taken it in rural areas of different countries also. It's just not in India that I have focused in the rural areas of it. I have gone to many villages in different countries where the accessibility of physio has not been there. Have arranged camps for free in India as well as in abroad. And on yearly basis, I'm still visiting a lot of countries for the same sake. So I think it's all a motivational thing, and it just comes when you treat one person, when you listen to their story, and when they tell you that, if you wouldn't have been there, then I don't know what would have happened. I think this one statement changes your life forever. And then you just feel like doing it again and again and again. And this last thing, I won't take it long. My father always told me that, do such a thing that at least one person is inspired by you before you die. So I think that's what hits me bad all the time, and that's how it works.
That's amazing, and no wonder, because you have been pampered, you can say, princess of your house, and the journey was something a roller coaster. But as we say, it's always our goal and achievements are all towards focus, and you were completely focused about. So, did you ever thought that you always wanted to be, as you said, that you want to be something? So, physiotherapy, like, because that's like in India, still at stake. So, was it always in your mind that you'll be an physiotherapist one day?
Honestly, no. But when I did my 12th, like after 12th, we give the medical exam. My mother was having a knee problem, and she was going to a physiotherapist. That was the time when I came to know that we have something called as physiotherapy. And I got so fascinated with it that then I got into it. And I think that was a wise decision. Sometimes you need to take chances for it.
Yes.
Similarly, same thing happened with physiotherapy. When people were more into sports and everything, I chose this profession because I was keen about knowing what's there in this.
Absolutely.
And I think that really, sometimes you have to just go with your instincts.
Right.
And if you're going with your instincts, you have to prove yourself right. That is very important.
100%.
Exactly. So you have to explore and explore.
So if not then physiotherapy, then what you would have been?
Honestly, anything in a medical fraternity or field only, because I was very much fascinated with hospitals, doctors, and I don't know, like since childhood, that was my aim. I wanted to be a medico, and that was my mom's dream also, to get into this thing. So, like being the eldest, you always want to fulfill your parents' dream. So I think, and my father is the only one who is in Bombay. We belong to North India. So, like with him also, proving myself to my father also was a bigger thing, because he trusted us. He was like, okay, I've got my people over here in Bombay. You know how things were back then, 20 years back, 30 years back. It was very different. And for a female, a family with all females and just one man who is your father, it's a different thing. So I think it all depends on your parents also. If I say, even if I'll be if you'll ask me when I'll be 80 years old, I'll tell you that my role model is my father. Not because he has pampered me. It's just because he has told me that being a woman cannot stop you from anything. It's like the moment you say you are a woman and you cannot do this, that means you are putting yourself down. You have to just think that you're a human being. That's it. And if you consider yourself as a human, you can do anything. You don't need this equality shit and all that. You are way better in many things what we can't do. And men are better in few things that we can't do. Like if you keep that balance in your mind, just you will achieve the world. And I think it all depends on how your upbringing is. So that's been amazing in my part by God's this thing and God's blessing. But coming back to this thing, I think everyone should be motivated by something. It shouldn't be just from the family, from whatever you see around. If you're kind enough, generous enough, you will even get motivated by someone else's suffering. If you see someone is suffering with pain, you will try to give them their best, and that's how you will get motivated to do something better. So I think that's how it is.
Of course, that's amazing. Sweetie, when I saw your pictures, you've been very fashionable, very, very style coach. So did you ever thought you wanted to be get into modeling also, because you been so pretty enough? I was wondering this. Then my team told me that she is so, and I was just going through your profile. So I was wondering, you should have been something like, like a beauty queen. So, and how come the cute little girl is into the industry completely different than her?
I don't know. Thank you so much for the compliment, but I never thought in that prospect, honestly. I think I'm good in this profession. I mean, like, yeah, I've never thought like that, but thank you so much for the compliment. But if not this, I have actually, I don't know. Maybe I would have been an explorer or a travel blogger, because I love to travel, explore places. That's it. That would have been the second profession, if not this.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I take it as a compliment. Thank you.
I'm just going through things. You're also a blogger. That means you spread your words, what you've been experiencing. Okay. So in this case, if I ask you what you feel like sharing it, this, like post-COVID, everybody is into the recovery zone, and still there are many people who are suffering. Like the people who are affected, their lungs, actually, this COVID really troubled a lot of people with the infection for the lungs and for the oxygen. So what are your small tips, something which you can assist us today, and it can be like a great motivation for others?
See, first thing, I'm glad you asked me this, because nowadays, if you will see, a lot of people are just talking about a lot of deaths in the youngsters and a lot of issues like that. So I would just say that, for 1.5 years, almost everyone's life was at a stop. Like, you were not doing anything, and a lot of fitness freaks and, those people who were into sports and all, they were basically isolated.
Mm-hmm.
So now, now what has happened, that what we are also seeing in our patient is everyone wants to get fit within like a month or two, because now suddenly everything has opened up, and they think that, okay, we have to cover up for all the loss of that 1.5 year, and that is why a lot of people are coming up with multiple issues. So from all this pandemic that we have learned as a frontline workers, or as a physiotherapist or a general practitioner, that health is very important, but being healthy doesn't mean that you have to just exercise or eat healthy or go on some diets. It is very important for you to understand your body. The healthiest person can also get any adverse disease or anything like that. It is like you have to understand your body, and no one can understand it better than you. If your body tells you to stop at certain moment, you have to stop and then restart. And this is what happens. I'm getting a lot of patients who have started running more than their capacity, exercising more than their capacity, suddenly going on abrupt diets, and then just falling sick and getting hospitalized. Similarly, mental health. Mental health is very, very, very important. We have been focusing a lot on that. You won't believe it, in this last 1.5 years, I have sent almost more than 150 patients to psychiatrists, not because they have any mental issues, just because their body was not responding to any medicines or any exercises. Sometimes you are so much blocked from here for no reason. It is not that you have to have something bad. It is just you're anxious with all that is happening around. Absolutely. It's not that you need a bad person in your life to actually feel anything like that. It is just sometimes very abrupt and normal. So, again, I'm just no idea. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So that's what it is. So, like, it is all about, you need to understand, first of all, you need to understand your body. You need to be mentally active more than just being physically active. Be mentally healthy. talk to different new people if you are not that much, like don't keep things in your heart. Sometimes sharing it to a stranger is also fine. Of course, just not to any stranger randomly. Travel to new places. Traveling is an amazing therapy. Rather than thinking of doing something with your life, I would always suggest that go to a new city, just book some hotel, be there for 2 days, and come back to your home. You will really feel better. That really works and has worked with a lot of my patients. And then gradually increase your capacity for exercises. You cannot build up muscle in one day, or you cannot lose weight in one day. Give your body enough time and be very wise in selecting the supplements that you are giving to your body, because all these things determine you are not the same what you were before like 1.5 years. We were working at like not us, but people were working from home. People were less active. They were mentally frustrated being at home whole day, and a lot of other things were there. So all these things you have to consider, and your body is your store. No one can help you. No one can guide you. We can just tell you what is right and what is wrong. So if you want to be active, this is the key to it.
So
And
true.
I think, yeah, I think that sums it up all.
Yes, of course, 100%. And these are the points because it's very important. And definitely, I'm going to be catching you again. This is earlier. I thought, okay, my one of my nominees there. Let's get connected and to understand. Looking at your profile, I was pretty impressed because you people, and your entire team has been so supportive to treat so many people. 8,000 people you treated free of cost, and like giving back to the society is also very important. We all normally, like being towards a goal of achieving something, but giving is again something a very big thing which you and your team have done. That's really commendable. So congratulations for you and your team for such a wonderful act. And now, in fact, I was just thinking, okay, you are in Burj, you are in Dubai. So when is this beautiful girl coming back to Mumbai and helping others also? Because we also need you equally. Don't you feel like?
Definitely, yes. I'm not going to leave Mumbai that easily. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's of course.
I'm a typical Mumbai girl.
Yeah, that's wonderful to know about it. So this is something very nice, and thank you so much for joining us today and guiding so many. And I should feel that we should be again joining back again and talking more about the points, because there are many minute little things which people need to, because like these days people are not towards the reading part also. But yes, of course, when we talk about it, they listen, and listening is the biggest therapy. It helps, it heals. And you people have been towards the right path. So definitely. And it's I really thank everyone who have been praising you, and it's wonderful to have you on the panel also. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was wonderful talking to you as well, and all the best. Be safe.
Yes.
And thank you for inviting me.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much. And everyone, please follow Dr. Samana. She's not just a blogger, but a right guide for all of us, because she's going to guide you towards medicines. That is the biggest thing. When you guide someone with only the physiotherapy and you have to take any medicines, so what can be the biggest gift for us, isn't it? So definitely, thank you so much. Stay safe and
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, take care.
Bye.